I've had a 30 plus year career with the YMCA. Started at the Bob Sierra YMCA in Tampa, Florida. I started off working behind a front desk and then got asked to help with some teamwork, did some youth sports, did a little bit of everything, and then really picked up on the Leaders Club program and the effect it could have on young people, and just the opportunity to help some kids that probably had pathways that were similar to mine. So that was a big attraction to me. I was really just falling in love with what the Y could do to impact people's lives, and it became a career for me. So I worked my way up the ladder, moved to Charlotte in 2003 as a VP. 2 years ago, I left the YMCA of Greater Charlotte to consult and to explore some other things after being the Chief Operating Officer for the Charlotte Y for a number of years.
Hello, I am Brittany Lindsay. I am a child advocate and family law attorney in Tampa, Florida. Youth development is my passion, really caring about kids, and finding a career that aligns with that passion is why I selected going into child advocacy. I'm able to really make an impact during some of the hardest times of young people's lives.
I'm Steve Tarver. I am recently retired after 51 years of full-time service to the YMCA, the last 34 of which were serving as the CEO of two different YMCAs, one the YMCA of the Sun Coast in Florida, and then later 23 and a half years as the CEO of the YMCA of Greater Louisville in Kentucky. My background is basically through the YMCA. I'm a Y kid, raised, and the day I turned 13, I applied to be part of the Leaders Club in the Jacksonville, Florida YMCA, and they couldn't get rid of me after that. I would say that much of my career is based on what I have learned and how I've been mentored through what's generally called the Leaders Club, which is a national program of the YMCA's, many across the country, although it takes many different forms. My first job was a lifeguard and swim instructor, and I've been the janitor, I've been the front desk person, I've been the bus driver, I've been the camp counselor, I've been the camp director, and I could not be more grateful for the joys that have come to me and the gifts that have come to me and my family as a result of what the Y offers.
The best deliverable for the YMCA Leaders Club program, the best deliverable is the idea that it's centered around some very strong principles that tie closely to the YMCA, and the experience of being conscious about how you can have an effect in other people's lives, how you can use the YMCA as a medium to learn how to grow, to learn how to lead, to learn how to be on a team, things that will really help you grow, both from your personal health to maybe even your spiritual health. And to do it in a safe place, I think, is really the best attraction.
Leaders Club is a place where you get the training you should get in school. It is public speaking, leading your peers, and instilling values all in one. We hear the words of values thrown around all the time, but we very rarely dig deeper. And while in the past, religious schools seem to be a place to really instill values, you don't necessarily have to have that same connection with religion to still want a good, kind, loving society. I think being based on the Christian values or Judeo-Christian values at the Y, we're able to instill that in young people without forcing a specific path for them. And being a part of Leaders Club helps them use those values and lead and learn to love. And it's just a really wonderful program to be a part of.
Somebody learning about a Leaders Club for the very first time is, there's a mantra that I've used for many years, and it says it's all about leadership. So first of all, understanding that leadership is a lifelong journey. And I believe also, a quote that I heard some time ago, and I believe this very strongly, and that is, leadership cannot be taught, but it can be learned. And that is my experience. I have benefited from that. I'm clearly not a natural leader. So I had to work at it. And I had mentors that would coach me, mentors that would give me opportunities and step in when I failed, and allowed me the opportunity to build a set of lifelong skills, which I'm still trying to build in spite of the color of my hair. I'm still learning a lot every day. Ultimately, leadership is, if it's going to be learned, it's got to be learned by the learner. It's not the responsibility of the teacher, other than to grasp the ideas that they see and put them into practical service. But putting people in an environment where they can hear about leadership from a diverse audience of people over time, I think that's the best way to go.
I feel like teens are displaced. They are not really able to work to earn money, not really in a place where they need childcare. They don't need attention, but they want attention. And so many people go to their cell phones to disconnect and mentally check out. And it's really hard to make good life choices when you don't even want to think. Leaders Club creates a safe enough space for teens to discuss amongst their peers some of the similar challenges that they're going through, and helps them work through those barriers. It helps them realize they're not alone, talk about some of the really tough stuff, be off of their phone for an hour and a half each week or however long the Leaders Club meeting is, set some fitness goals, whatever that means. Doesn't have to be extremely rigorous, but just learning to do a push-up is a really great thing. And learning how to have good form in any athleticism is something that you can learn at the Y, but you're not going to learn at very many places.
If more kids had the opportunity to experience and stay engaged in the Leaders Club program in its full intention, I think it's a game changer for who you are as a person. I think your interactions as you go through college, your friend making, your sense of confidence, your sense of being humble to ask for questions and know that everybody's given a different set of tools and talents, and you have them, and to work really hard to uncover those. I think those are things that transcend, youth that come from poor communities, rich communities, kids that have it all, kids who don't, kids that are athletic, kids who aren't. All of them are benefiting from this program. And so I think it touches all groups of people. But the big winner is that you will build a friendship of like-minded people over time, that you have this common bond, that you have this experience, and it makes you a better person because you're saying, if my friends are doing this and they're staying in line, I can stay in line too, and then I'm going to reap the benefits of a successful life and a life I feel like I've made a difference.
Well, the value of Leaders Club is immeasurable to me. I mean, Leaders Club gave me a career, a long, moderately to pretty good successful career. Not that I didn't make mistakes. I've got a list of failures that I could share as well. But that's an easy answer. Leaders Club gave me a career, gave me the foundation for my behaviors relative to a career. And so it's rooted in excellence, it's rooted in mission, and it's rooted in achievement. And all of those things are important. So I'll repeat something I said earlier, is that it's all about leadership. And I will tell you, I've worked with corporate boards of business people that are in top positions in the communities. As a CEO, I worked for a board of directors that were made up of powerful community leaders. They're all looking for leadership. They're all looking for excellence. It's not unique to the Y by any means whatsoever. These are universal things that you can take on, and if you're intentional about your leadership, you can build them as skills Other characteristics like authenticity, passion, genuineness, and humility are appropriate, for what we might call the soft skills of leadership and of, being in any corporate, nonprofit, government, or otherwise setting. That part is the same. It's all about leadership. And everybody's looking for the same fundamental characteristics in that. And the Y is a great place to learn it. And then you add a values and mission-based component to all that. You got a 1, 2, 3 punch.
I think truly just having a place for teens to feel like they belong and where they can get some good guidance from someone that isn't just a parent, whether it be an older member of the club who's been through the program and has some good values instilled in them, so they're a decent mentor, or a club advisor, or whatever program staff there is at the Y that is paying attention, whether it be the sports director, or being able to reach up and see caring older people, whether it be adults or kids, is why Leaders Club is so important.
For kids that may not be in the mainstream of whatever the current sport is, whatever the case may be, they have an opportunity to be very successful and uncover talents that they wouldn't have in any other program, but the YMCA pulls that out. They find those ways for you to lead, to be important, to be recognized, to be heard. Those are all really important things that happen. And for the kids who are fortunate enough to be able to come up to Blue Ridge and experience Blue Ridge Leader School, that's like a force multiplier of all that good stuff. It's playing out in a big way, and you're seeing lots of people, both the star athlete, and the kid that gets picked last. All of them start to feel levels of success, and they start to get closer to what they really want to accomplish. And a great Leaders Club, a great advisor, makes sure that those principles don't slip away. The health piece of it, the leadership piece of it, the caring for others piece of it, and the idea that you're always continuously improving and that every single person has an opportunity to be successful. Those are the takeaways, and I think that's unique to what the Y can offer, and then let you demonstrate it in the YMCA system.